All right, y'all. We give praise, esteem, and honor to Abba and Shama in the name of Yahuah HaMashiach. Pick this up in John chapter 5, verse 39. Search the scriptures, for in them you think you have eternal life, and they are they which testify of me. And you will not come to me that you might have life. I receive not honor from men, but I know you, that you have not the love of Elohim in you. I come in my Abba's name, and you receive me not. If another shall come in his own name, him you will receive. How can you believe which receive honor one from another, and not the honor that comes from Elohim only? Do not think that I will accuse you to Abba. There's one that accused you, even Moses, in whom you trust. Had you believed Moses, you would have believed me, for he wrote of me. But if you believe not his writing, how could you believe my words? All esteem and praise to Abba and Shamaim in the name of Yahuah HaMashiach. Shalom, Jay. Peace, Brother Omar. Obadiah 1:17. But upon Mount Zion shall be deliverance, and there shall be Kadash, and the house of Jacob shall possess their possessions, and the house of Jacob shall be a fire, and the house of Joseph a flame, and the house of Esau for stubble, and they shall kindle in them and devour them. And there shall not be any remaining of the house of Esau, for Yahuah has spoken it. And the say of the south shall possess the Mount Esau, the plain of the Philistines, and they shall possess the fields of Ephraim and the fields of Samaria, and Benjamin shall possess Gilead. Shalom, Brother Ernest. Shalom, Brother Marman. The captivity of this host of the sons of Yasharal, that of the Canaanites under Zarephath, the captivity of Jerusalem, which is in Sepharad, shall possess the cities of the south. Savior shall come upon Mount Zion to judge the Mount of Esau, and the kingdom shall be Yahuah's. So we're going to go to Esther 2 real quick, because we was having technical difficulties yesterday. But I mentioned some stuff out of Esther as far as Purim is concerned, but we got Esther 2 on deck, so we're going to ahead and rock it out now. Be real quick, be simple, because it's where Esther being chosen to be queen. This is Esther 2:1. Well, sit down before I hit you in the head with the bottom. After these things, when the wrath of King Xerxes was appeased, he remembered Vashti and what she had done and what was decreed against her. Does anybody in here know what Vashti did? Mm-hmm. And what did he decree? What did he decree as it pertains to Vashti? He don't know that though. Somebody in here know what he decreed as it pertains to Vashti? Oh, you ain't hip to that?
I think my memory says I think put a law that all the men I know it's dealing with their wives, so it made an example.
Come over here to the first chapter, verse 15. What shall we do unto Queen Vashti according to the law? Because she have not performed the commandment of King Xerxes by the chamberlains. Memucan answered before the king and the princes, Vashti the queen have not done wrong to the king only, but also to all the princes and to all the people that are in all the province of King Xerxes. For the deed of the queen shall come abroad unto all women, so that they shall despise their husbands in their eyes when it shall be reported. The king Xerxes commanded Vashti the queen to be brought before him, but she came not. Shall the ladies of Persia and Media say this day unto all the king's princes which have heard of the deed of the queen? Thus, too much contempt and wrath. If it please the king, let there go a royal commandment from him. Let it be written among the laws of the Persians and Medes, that it be not altered, that Vashti come no more before King Xerxes, and let the king give her royal estate unto another that is better than she. You know what I'm saying? Now, we talked about this last night a little bit about, well, once the king make a decree, once it leaves his mouth, that's a wrap, and he has to abide by it. You know what I'm saying? Not, what's up, Nola? And yes, that is correct, Jay. When you look at what there's an aspect of it, right? And he says, let's take her royal estate unto another that's better than her. So we got two competing things going on here with something that's in what was in Obadiah. The first thing that it'll deal with is we can look at that as it pertains to the wedding feast, or the things that you can read in Matthew 22, or the things like Yahushua told the scribes that the kingdom would be taken under you and given to somebody else. Because when I called, you didn't answer. And when I spake, this is what we'll look at. Isaiah 66. I just want you to keep that in mind. It says, hey, when the king called for her, she did not come. After I read Isaiah 66, we'll read Matthew 22. Because I know some people look stuck on the aspect of male versus female, and that's not the aspect. When you look at it on the natural, that's what they talking about. The thing that they were concerned with was if the queen could buck the king, then all the women in the province would buck their husbands, because if it can happen to the king, then why wouldn't I do it? You know what I'm saying? That's the thinking. That's what's being communicated. And to a certain extent, there's some relevance to that. You know what I'm saying? Let's not even kid ourselves in the least. You feel me? And of course, he's going to give that down. And then, of course, that's a Tanakh example of what you see in Ephesians 5 and 22. You know what I'm saying? About, wives submit unto your husband. You know what I'm saying? The things of this nature. At the end of the day, Vashti is just representative of if somebody wants to be rebellious and stubborn and do what it is that they want to do, and that's what they're going to do. Nevertheless, Isaiah 66, right? I'll start at verse 1 because it'll be kind of incomplete going anywhere else. Thus saith Yahuah, Shamahim is my throne, and the earth is my footstool. Where is the house that you build unto me? Where is the place of my rest? For all those things have my hand made, and all those things have been, saith Yahuah. But to this man will I look, even to him that is of a poor and of a contrite ruach, and tremble at my word. He that killed an ox as if he slew a man, he that sacrificed a lamb as if he cut off a dog's neck, he that offered an oblation as if he offered swine's blood, he that burned incense as if he baruched an idol. Yea, they have chosen their own ways, and the soul delight in their abominations. I will also choose their delusions, and I will bring their fears upon them. Because when I called, none did answer, and when I spake, they did not hear. But they did evil before my eyes, and chose that not which I delighted. So again, when we read in verse 18, and it says that Vashti come no more before the king, let her give her royal estate unto another that is better than her. Now we're going to look at what is a royal estate. Shalom, Brother Robert, man. Anyways. When you look at royal estate, that's Malkuth. The word that everybody is pretty much familiar with. Meme, Lamad, Kaf, U, and Tau. Royalty, royal, power, reign, sovereign power, royal dominion, reign, kingdom, realm. So let her lose her royal dominion. Now that's going to be a twofold thing, because I told you one of these things, this verse pertains to the natural, and then it also pertains to something that we read in the book of Obadiah. But notice that he said that you lose your royal dominion. Now, what did we talk about the other night? He said the kingdom of heaven is where? In you. Don't come with no observation, which is dominion. Of course, you know the text tell you that in the Mashiach you've been made kings and priests, and you shall reign. So when he called and you don't hear, he's going to remove you from your royal estate. Let me show you another place with that, what we talking about in Matthew 22. If I can get around that, 22 and 1. Yahushua answered and spake unto them again by parables and said, the Malkuth of Shamahim is like unto a certain king which made a marriage for his son, sent forth his servants to call them that were bidden to the wedding, and they would not come. Again, he sent forth other servants, saying, tell them which are bidden, behold, I have prepared my dinner, my oxen and fatlings are killed, and all things are ready. Come unto the marriage. But they made light of it and went their ways. Shalom, Sister Gwen. One of his to his farm, another to his merchandise. And the remnant took his servants and entreated them spitefully and slew them. But when the king heard thereof, he was wroth, and he sent forth his armies and destroyed those murderers and burned up their city. Then he saith to his servants, the wedding is ready, but they which were bidden were not worthy. Go you therefore into the highways, and as many as you find, bid to the marriage. Now, the part we're looking at is that he said when he bid people to it, they made light of it. What does it mean to make light of it? Let me give you that Greek word real quick. Light. When you look at made light, it is a melaheho, to be careless of or to neglect, no regard. So when you sit back and you neglected or there was no regard, you were unconcerned. I kind of go back to what I was mentioning to you last night, man. Like you move around and you don't really realize you're being neglectful when you think you got time. You know what I'm saying? That's why I've always told you have to move with a sense of urgency or a sense of purpose. You know what I'm saying? Because you think you got time, you think you got tomorrow, you think I got next week, I got next month. Man, you don't know what 5 minutes gonna happen from now. I know we know that, but you get caught up in day-to-day life and you don't think about that. You know what I'm saying? Because everybody knows that, but we don't live like that. You know, some people do. You know what I'm saying? Matter of fact, earlier today, right, I was looking at E40 talk about, dude asked him something about, did you think Pac was going to die at this particular age? And he was like, you got to remember, this nigga died at 25. Do you understand the amount of things that this man accomplished in a short period of time? And everybody who knew this man always said that this man moved with an extreme sense of urgency. Now, he may have felt like he ain't had that long. And this might be why he moved like that. You know what I'm saying? But you got other people who may not have the thought process that he had that move like that. Like they didn't feel like wasting time. I done heard people tell stories like, hey, that man said, hey, man, you going to be on this song. You got till I write my verse and go in the booth and lay that down or you're not going to be on it. You know what I'm saying? That thought process of think that I'm going to wait a week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 2-3 hours for you to be ready. Oh, we ready right now. You know what I'm saying? Some people can't move that slow, Yasha, man. Some people can't move that way because you be wasting time. You know what I'm saying? Now, why people waste time, you know, there's reasons for it. But most of the time, it's just the monotony of life. When, you know, life get monotonous, you really go to thinking like, oh, I'll do it next week. I guarantee you it's somebody who died today who thought about something and they was like, I was going to do it next week. Next week ain't never going to come. It's going to come, but they ain't going to be there for it. Let me put it that way. You know what I'm talking about? But nevertheless. I think a while back, you remember when we was looking at, say you just buried your firstborn. I talked to her at 7:30 and she was murdered at 8:15. My condolences. My God, today. Say he wanted the producer to do Hail Mary in his face on the spot. I could believe that. My condolences, though, sister, man. Damn. That's how fast, you know what I'm saying? Junk can change fast, man. You know what I'm talking about? That junk can change fast, man. You know, a lot of times we don't really realize it because every day seems to just go exactly alike. You know what I'm talking about? But boy, your life can change like that. You know what I'm saying? You can have one day you be walking around, next day you're in the hospital with tubes in your nose. But nevertheless, we're dealing with an aspect of what she was summoned for, but she didn't come. So they said, let her lose her royal estate or her royal dominion. Now, you know that. Let me just read it off the paper. Come over here to Luke. think it's Luke 12. Luke 12 and 31. But rather seek you the Malkuth for Elohim, and all these things shall be added unto you. Fear not, little flock, for it is your Father's good pleasure to give you the kingdom, or to give you the Malkuth, or to give you the dominion. It brings him kafas, or great delight, to give you dominion. I'm going to read Revelation 5 because I referenced it earlier. I'm going to just read it off the paper. Come over here to Revelation chapter 5, man. Verse 9. And they sung a new song saying, you are worthy to take the book and to open the seals thereof. For you were slain and have redeemed us to Elohim by your blood out of every kindred, tongue, people, and nation. And you have made us unto our Elohim, kings and priests, and we shall reign on the earth. Now listen, if he's made you kings, that means you have a royal estate or you have dominion. You understand? Everybody has an opportunity for that royal estate, but you can fall from that royal estate. Let's look how you can fall from that royal estate. Back to the trip to Luke 12. Hey man, I need y'all to be quiet. I don't know what y'all looking at. Luke 12 and 45. But if that servant say in his heart, my Lord, delay his coming, and shall begin to beat the men servants and the maidens, and to eat and to drink and to be drunken, the Lord of that servant will come a day when he look not for him, and at an hour when he is not aware, and will cut him asunder, and will appoint him his portion with the unbelievers. And that servant which knew his Lord's will and prepared not, neither did according to his will, he shall be beaten with many stripes. But he that knew not and did commit things worthy of stripes shall be beaten with few stripes. For unto whomsoever much is given shall much be required, and to whom men have committed much, of him will they ask the more. Now, I read that for a particular reason. Indeed, no, and definitely Ecclesiastes definitely laid that time out. And, I think we talked about that a few weeks back, especially with things having time and chance. You know what I'm saying? And there's a time for everything under the sun. Now, of course, it's not to have you hyper fixated on negative things occurring. It's to have your mind set on, if it's things that you know that you need to accomplish or you desire to accomplish, then you need to move like you want to accomplish them things and not like, I'll do it tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? That's why the book says you, while today is still today, hear his voice. You know what I'm talking about? Because a lot of people put off what they could do today and they put it off till tomorrow, and tomorrow never comes. And tomorrow not coming ain't necessarily that you passed away, but that you just keep putting it off, and tomorrow never comes and you never end up doing it. And then you end up, your soul gonna be required. You know what I'm saying? Right before I came in here, that white dude, Andrew, he was talking about, God hates the sin and love the sinner. Like, no, he doesn't. You made that up. And couldn't even understand the concept that I know everybody in here understands, is that, hey, he forgives sin, iniquity, and transgression, and by no means clears the guilty, because he looks at the context of you're not getting punished at judgment day, versus the aspect of I'm putting that sin away, but there's still consequences that you're going to have to suffer for your behavior. Like he referenced Paul, because they were talking about, can a murderer, can a rapist be forgiven? And he referenced Paul. And you know what a lot of people don't consider? That Paul went through a lot of things, and a lot of those things that he went through was in direct relation to the things that he did to other people. He forgave him, but he didn't clear him. This man got stoned. This man got persecuted. You know what I'm talking about? The very judgment he rendered unto others got rendered back unto him. Paul knew and understood this. That's why you ain't never hear him complain about it. You know what I'm saying? But people look at that like he got off scot-free. That man didn't get off scot-free because, of course, you're not seeing the detailed nuance of the human thought process that he having with the things that he was encountering. This man was locked up. Guess what he was doing to people? Locking them up. That's why you see that with David. You want to take another man's wife? I'm going to take yours then. Peace, Brother Joseph, man. You know what I'm talking about? Yeah, and guess what? You did it in private. I'm going to do it in the open. Like, people have a hard time grasping that because obviously they must be terrible parents. What do I mean by that? There is nobody on this earth with any good sense that would chastise their child without a consequence. When I say chastise, I'm talking about the direct definition of the word, which is to instruct. So you mean to tell me your child did something out of pocket and they ain't going to suffer no consequence? What have you just taught them? That I can do whatever I want to do, whenever I want to do, and it doesn't matter what I do because there's no consequence. I seen this clip of this black lady, man. I done seen it before. I guess she put her sons through medical school, put them through school, bought them a condo, bought them a car. She said the niggas don't clean the condo, and they were asking for more. Lady said she fed up. And you know what her husband was doing? This 65 bastard siding with her sons. I say this nigga's a hoe. Because these niggas was entitled, man. He talking about rich, wealthy white people do X, Y, Z. Nigga, what? Are you serious, boy? Let me tell you something, man. Your people can do a lot of things for you. But what if your mama was to take you, man, and put you through college, you ain't pay a dime? I ain't talking about no scholarships, man. I'm talking about Mom Dukes paid for that. She buy you a whip. She put you in a condo. What more you want this woman to do? But you know where that type of thought process come from, him being entitled like that? Boy, that had to start from when he was a boy. You don't become a grown man and get entitled like that. You know what I'm saying? This is why you just don't get children stuff and they don't earn it. You know what I'm talking about? Just giving them stuff because they exist. Giving them stuff because that's my baby. It seemed cool in the moment, but we don't realize the negative thought process that's going to have over an extended period of time of you doing that. Because then when they become a teen, they're going to, because look here, man, it's no different if you lead with your wallet trying to get a woman, man. You lead with your wallet trying to get a woman, you know what she's going to expect you to do? Exactly what you did from the Jump Street. You ever seen that clip when Geno Jennings was talking about, I don't chase booty. But he was talking about, if I do this X, Y, Z, I got to keep doing it. I got to keep doing it. Because I'm going to be honest with you. The woman not wrong for expecting you to keep doing that. Because you did that. You know what I'm saying? You took on $400 dates and you flew around. You did all this here. She ain't wrong for expecting you to keep doing that. Because that's what you led with. Well, guess what? If you keep buying that child something every time they ask for it, they don't clean their room, they don't do this, they don't do that, they don't listen, you steady do that over and over again. When they hit 12, 13, 14, 15 years old, you think that child going to be wrong when they expect you to keep doing that? You've been doing it. Why is it a problem now? Now you want me to earn it? No, I ain't trying to hear that. I ain't trying to hear that. Hey, man, that's how human being minds work. He says that's why Paul went through, because he was forgetting. That is exactly why. Come over here to Exodus 34:6, man. And after that, I think it's Acts 9. He by no means clears. No means. I go for everybody. 34:5. And Yahuah descended in the cloud and stood with him there and proclaimed the name of Yahuah. Yahuah passed by before him and proclaimed, Yahuah Elohim, merciful, gracious, long-suffering, abundant in goodness and truth, keeping mercy for thousands, forgiving sin, iniquity, and transgression. You're giving iniquity, transgression, and sin, and that will by no means clear, visiting the iniquity of the fathers upon the children and upon the children's children until the third and fourth generation. Now, guilty is not there, but it's clear, and clear means to make you exempt. But I'll read it off the paper for you. It's Nakah to be made empty, to be clear, to be pure, to be innocent, to be free, or to be exempt from punishment. And that's what people do. That's what people get it confused. People that say, okay, God forgive me, I'm exempt from punishment. No, you exempt from going to hell. You're not exempt from punishment. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, he did choose the wrong one anyway because he ain't got good sense. You know what I'm saying? Because I understood what he was trying to communicate, but he wasn't communicating it as it's written. Because he's got a particular thought process. That particular thought process is Orthodox Christian theology. So it's going to be hard for some of them to understand certain things, man. Come over here to Acts 22. I said 9. It's really 22. Acts 22. I'm sorry. Oh, I'm trying to save my page. Acts 22 and 7. And I fell on the ground and heard a voice saying unto me, Saul, Saul, why persecute you me? And I answered, who are you, Lord? And he said unto me, I'm Yahuah Nazareth, whom you persecute. And they that were with me saw indeed the light and were afraid, but they heard not the voice of him that spake to me. That goes to what I was telling y'all about last night, and that's in Daniel. You know what I'm saying? And that's a real deal. I'm telling you, if in 2026 one of y'all was somewhere, man, and it was people around you, and you heard a voice, but they didn't hear it, but they seen the light, but they didn't see what was in the light, but you can see it, they gonna think you crazy. You know what I'm saying? Because there's a spiritual realm that you can't see unless you pull your eyes open to see it. You know what I'm talking about? And that joint just hit different. Because to be honest with you, most people never experience Yahuah for real. Those who have can give you a particular testimony. You know what I'm saying? And that man ain't to be played with. That man is to be reverenced. That's why he say, man, you're not going to. Man, when this man say this man is terrible, meaning awesome, man, being in that man's presence is an awesome sight. That's why every time anybody was anywhere close to it, they fell upon their face and they were trembling. Well, it said with Daniel, he fell out like he was dead. That's why when people tell you, oh, I'll whoop a demon, you ain't going to do a damn thing. Because if you seen the angel and you seen the angel in his esteem, boy, you going to fall out on the ground, cuz. You don't fall out on the ground, man. 22 and 10. And I said, what shall I do, Lord? And the Lord said unto me, arise, go unto Damascus, and there shall be told of you all the things which are appointed for you to do. And when I could not see for the esteem of that light, being led by the hand of them that were with me, I came into Damascus, and one Ananias, a devout man according to the law, having a good report of the Yahudim which dwelt, came unto me and stood and said unto me, Brother Saul, receive your sight. Hey, turn around. Hey, man, what you talking for, cuz? Just because somebody talk to you don't mean you respond. You ought to sit forward and keep your mouth closed. Now, I just talked to y'all about that yesterday, and y'all being disrespectful, and you violating the boundary, and then we're going to have to enforce it. Don't make me have to enforce it. I have no problems doing so. But you're not going to disrespect me. And you're not going to disrespect anybody else in here trying to listen because you more concerned about what you want to talk about. You want to talk, go outside and talk to the sky. Don't talk in here. Act 22 and 14. And he said, the Elohim of our fathers have chosen you, that you should know his will and see that just one, and you should hear the voice of his mouth. For you shall be his witness unto all men of what you've seen and heard. And why tarry you? Arise and be baptized and wash away your sins, calling on the name of the Lord. Now, we read this here because it said, call on him and wash away your what? Your sins. Now, that means his sins have been forgiven. God no means clears the guilty. Because, boy, these men swore oath that they wouldn't eat till Paul was dead. And they stoned Paul, and Paul got up and preached the next day. Paul said, I will altogether wish you as I was, except with these bonds. This man went to jail. He was beaten. Remember, he said they hit him with 40 lashes, save one. He went through all these things. These were all the things that he did to other people. I want you to read this over here, right here. It's right here in verse 3. Right here in Acts 20:23. We ain't got to go nowhere. He say, true, I read verse 1. Men, brethren, fathers, hear you my defense, which I make now unto you. And when they heard that he spake in the Abarine tongue to them, they kept the more silence. And he say, I'm truly a man which am a Yahudim, born in Tarsus, a city in Sicilia, yet brought up in this city at the feet of Gamaliel, and taught according to the perfect manner of the law of the fathers, and was zealous towards Elohim as you are all this day. And I persecuted this way unto death, binding and delivering into prison both men and women. So when you see him telling you this, the very things he did to others, yeah, that was done unto him. You can't sit back and hear the Lord say, hey, you're going to reap what you sow. Or read what the law say, what you think to do to one, that's what's going to be done to you, and think that that's not what you're going to get in return just because he forgave you. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if that's Christian theology or not, because I'm not that versed in Christian theology or the thought process that you're forgiven with no consequences. You know what I'm saying? But no, that's not how this works, because that's not how you raise children. You can forgive your children from doing something, but you still have consequences. Without consequences, they don't learn anything. See, we think consequences usually is, I'm going to whoop you. But I can tell you right now, depending on the child, they get numb to that, and that's no consequence. You know what I'm saying? A consequence has to snatch away something that they hold to be important. You know what I'm saying? Because this is how they're going to learn. This is why Ecclesiastes 8 and 11 say, because the sentence against an evil work isn't executed speedily, it's privily in the hearts of the sons of Adam to do evil. Because there is no judgment, because there is no consequence, and you get away with it, you're going to keep doing it. Listen. And I just know this from those who done did it. You know, once some people kill their first person they kill, they get away with it. Guess what they keep on doing? They keep killing. You know what happens when somebody steals and get away with it? They steal again, because I didn't suffer no consequence. Now, you know what some people do? They steal, get caught, go to jail, and feel like, well, I can steal better next time and not go to jail. And you know what ends up happening? They go to jail again. And they end up living their life going back and forth to jail. Michael, you know what somebody who goes back and forth to jail is? No, someone who's a failure as a man. You're a failure. You go back and forth to jail, you're a failure in life. And see, this is the difference. Nobody gonna tell you that, because ain't nothing cool about it. You're a failure. See, when you do stupid things and you get stupid outcomes and you get stupid consequences, that means that makes you a failure in life. You haven't been successful. Being successful is not about making a lot of money per se. Being successful isn't about how much stuff you can buy. It's about making positive choices and decisions that lead to positive outcomes. So when you make negative choices and decisions, you get negative outcomes. By definition, that's going to make you a failure. So I'm telling you that because you 13 now, boy, you about to be a man soon. You cheesing, but boy, life finna get real for you. You know the one thing as a man you're going to have to do to the day you die, son? Nah, produce. However that look. Ain't no days off. Ain't no I'm tired. Ain't no I'm stressed. Ain't no none of that. Unless you want to be a hermit and live by yourself. But you probably going to want a wife. You don't know you're going to want one. But about 3-4 more years, you're going to want one for a multitude of reasons. But I let your daddy talk to you about that. And then because you want a wife, you know what's going to end up happening whether you want to or not. You're going to reproduce. What's humorous about that, son? Oh, ain't no nothing, because you didn't for nothing. You should be man enough to say why you thought that's humorous. What you say, son? Then what you laugh for? You know what you don't look at him. I'm talking to you. But if you found something funny, obviously you're a young man. I'm not going to go off on you because you found something funny. I'm trying to understand what was funny to you. It's funny to you that you're going to have some children? Because that's what you laughed at. But you looking at him for? I don't even know what to do with that, son. I'm just telling you, you ain't a boy no more, man. You a young man now, officially, in real life. You 13 years old, boy. You're a young man. See that soft voice you talking with? This time next year, Lord willing, we alive, that voice gonna be gone. You're gonna have bass in your voice. You're gonna start growing hair in places you ain't had hair before. Your shoulders gonna get broader. Your testosterone gonna start cascading. And you're gonna start moving more and more into being a man. Yeah, that's what's gonna happen. And men have to produce. See, it ain't just about going to work, you gotta produce. It means you have to make good decisions so that you can be successful in whatever it is you're doing. When you make bad decisions, man, you can ruin your life. Yeah, because everything ain't about, life ain't about having fun and games, man. It's cool to laugh, it's cool to have a good time, but that's not what life is about. Huh? Working is a part of a capitalistic system, son. But that's a whole nother thing. I hate to tell you that. The working part, yeah. Don't even worry about that. Reproducing, yeah, the Lord told you be fruitful and multiply. Because then you have children made in your image as an example of the kingdom of God, because we're made in his image. You looking at your daddy, you feel like you look like your daddy? You do look like your mama, but nevertheless. Yes, sir. But who? Fine. In relation to what, son? Son, I don't know what you're talking about. I'm not being funny. I don't know what you're talking about. You'd have to find what we read, because I'm not sure what you're referring to, son. You familiar with that passage, son? You said God said, let us make man in our image and our likeness. Why is that important? Because the son is made in the likeness of the Father. And he said, my Father gave me a commandment, what I should say and what I should do. So when I'm referencing what we talk about, what we read in Esther, when it said when she was called and she didn't come and she should lose her royal estate, she lost her dominion. She lost her rule and authority. Considering that the Son of God, by his blood, has made us kings and priests by his blood, now you have a royal estate, you have a dominion. See, so you have to, but the only way that you can maintain that royalty or that dominion is by listening and obeying to your Father in heaven. If you don't listen and obey, then you'll lose it, which in turn would make you a failure. See, you're only a failure in the things that you put your hand to do. So you can't be a failure at basketball if you never played basketball. You understand what I'm saying? But if you said that I wanted to be a servant of God and I'm seeking to serve God, and then I'm over here sinning and I'm doing this and I'm doing that, then that would make you a failure. Because you didn't succeed in what it was that you put your hand to do. Success is not about how much money you can make, because you can make a lot of money in life and still be a failure. You can fail at being a husband. You can fail at being a father. You can fail at being a friend. You can fail at being a servant of God. You can be completely, utterly the biggest douchebag to ever walk God's green earth, but you just got a lot of money. If you measure your success by how much money you have, then you don't even know what it is to be a man yet, son. Which of course you don't. You're only 13. Yes, sir. What it is, my boy? Oh, that means he was locking them up. At that time, they didn't have handcuffs, but it would be considered what the police have now, putting them in handcuffs. Yeah, he was persecuting the people and arresting them. Paul was persecuting these people because at that time he didn't believe that Yahushua was the Messiah as it is written in the scriptures. So anybody who was confessing that, he believed that they were blaspheming and that according to the law they should be put to death. So that's what he was doing. He believed that he was right. He was doing it out of ignorance, not out of outright rejection. Now, I didn't mention the jail part, Michael, because I don't think you're going to do anything to go to jail. I don't believe you would. I don't think you want to go to jail. I don't even think you have the criminal mind to do things to put you in that position. But I will tell you this, because you get into that age where this can occur. Wanting to be friends with people and wanting to be accepted is a surefire way how a lot of young men go to jail, because you end up hanging with people who you shouldn't be hanging with, who doing things that they ought not to be doing. And that's what goes into what I told you last night. Y'all got to have the heart to look somebody in the face and say, nah, bro, I don't do that, and walk away. And if you don't want to hang with me after that, then nigga, bump you then. Straight like that. Now, I thank the Lord based on how I was raised. I had a real strong mind. I remember dudes I went to school with, grew up with, you know what I'm saying? We the 7th grade. Then they're fooling with some girl, feeling all on all this old extra stuff, man. I'm like, they like, yeah, come on, bro. I'm like, bro, I ain't on that. They like, man, come on. I look them niggas square in the face. Hey, bro, I came here to learn, bro. I'm not on that. I'm not on what you on. I don't want nothing to do with that. What y'all got going on, in my mind, I'm like, nothing good can come from this. And I don't want to participate. You have to have the ability as a man to stand on your own 10 toes, whether people want to be your friend or not. You never compromise yourself to be friends with somebody. If you got to do something that you know is wrong just so a nigga can be your friend, then you tripping. Yeah, you don't do stuff. You just don't go along with stuff just to be friends with people. Oh, y'all finna go bust this window out, so I'm gonna go too because I want them to think I'm cool. Yeah, you're going to cool be at DDC. That's where you're going to be at. Or worse, huh? DDC is the Juvenile Detention Center on 8th Street. That's where people under the age of 18 go for criminal offenses. I say the thing is I don't think any of you would go out and do anything crazy on your own. But y'all at the age where y'all are transitioning and you're going to want acceptance from the people that you're around. And everybody don't care about themselves. And everybody don't care about you. So you know who got to care about you? Absolutely. You got to care about you. Because a nigga had you go do some junk with them and they can get away and you go to jail and they'll never think nothing about you. You know what I'm talking about? While you sitting in there because you were trying to be down. Nigga, your name ain't Brandy Norwood. You got to learn how to be a man and stand alone. That's why I'm telling you this here, because this is what the word teach. Sometimes you got to be a man and stand alone. That's what men do. They stand on principles. Even if other people don't want to be messed up with them. You stand alone. It's better to stand alone as a man than to sit down as a coward, son. A lot of men sit down like a coward. You don't sit down and pee, do you? Because you're a man. So you got to know how to stand alone. Come on back over here as you get that what we read in Act 22. But as you sit back and you look at losing that royal estate, because when the call came, she didn't come. So when you look at word-wise as it pertains to Mashiach, if that call come and you don't answer, because he said it's your father's good pleasure to give you the kingdom. The dominion is already yours. You lose the dominion because when he called, you don't answer. So he gonna take it and he gonna give it to somebody better than you. Because that's what it said. You know what I'm saying? And that's what Yahuah gonna do. Hold on, let me find that. Come over here to Matthew. You say getting caught in the 6th grade taught you not to steal again? Yeah, I've noticed that. Yeah, there are consequences. You could be forgiven, there's still consequences. I'm gonna tell y'all something, man. The adults done heard me say this, but I'm gonna tell y'all something that my mama told me the entire time of my childhood. And most of y'all knew my mama, but she probably never told y'all this because she didn't have a reason to tell y'all this. My mama told me, as a man, you have to be willing to take responsibility for the consequences of your actions. Everything you do got a consequence to it. And if you can't deal with the consequences of it, you ain't got no business doing it. And if you go do it, then you got to be man enough to deal with what come with it. So if you know your mama told you clean your room and you ain't clean it, and she said she gonna throw all them toys in the trash, you got to be man enough to know that she gonna throw them toys in the trash. You ain't clean that room, boy. And you can't cry about it. Can't be mad with her. You can't be mad at nobody but yourself because she told you what it was before it went down and you didn't listen. So you had to suffer that consequence to learn. I bet next time you clean your room, nigga. I bet you that. You know what I'm talking about? I don't even know what I was going to grab on him. No. That's what I was looking for. The fruits thereof. That I'm going to take this from the people and give it to those bringing forth the fruits thereof. Yeah, I did, but I was going to go look for the verse. I can't remember where it said. I could say it out loud. But the location is escaping me. Matthew 21. Be on the floor. Not propped up on no chair, but on the floor.
Put the feet on the floor.
The boy said he got tossed from the bench. 21 and 42, man. So 21 and 37. You know, Michael, shoot. The rest of all you boy, man, you should be blessed. You should feel blessed, you know what I'm saying, that you were born a boy. You know why? Because that means that's a gift from God, man. You got a divine right as a man to rule your environment. You know what I'm talking about? And your environment is your own life. And you rule that life according to the word of Yahuah. That's a divine gift, man. To be born a man, that's a gift from God. Because you have the ability to replicate his image. Not only just by having children, but replicate his image by living according to his righteousness and his word, where he's replicated everywhere you go. And he gives you the power and the ability to have dominion over your life and rule it according to his righteousness. That's a blessed thing. You don't understand it yet because even though you a young man now, you still a little boy. And that's okay. You know what I'm saying? But see, now it's time for high level game for you. See, I can't see y'all every day. You know what I'm talking about? So that hit different. But now it's time for me to give you high level game now. Get you ready to be a man. Do what you got to do. You understand what I'm saying? I ain't telling this to bust your balls. You a man now, boy. A young man, I should say. You've always been a young man, but we call you a boy. You're a young man now. You and Christian. Because y'all teenagers now. You young men. Time for a different type of conversation for you now, son. Game done changed. Huh? You ready for that? No matter if you're ready for it, you're going to have to get ready, nigga. I'm telling all jokes aside, Mike, everything I'm telling you, every man in here had to go through it. You don't think I was 13 before? Huh?
Long time.
It was. I was 13 in 1993, son.
Ooh.
I turned 13 in 1993. Don't tell them no nonsense.
Now they be asking you that.
They definitely say who's slaves. Born 1900.
Y'all think somebody born in the 90s was in slavery? That's unfortunate.
1900.
Yeah, because not simply because that means that clearly we haven't taught y'all well enough about slavery for you to understand how serious of a time that was. I take responsibility for that.
Come sit down.
Son, slavery was going on in the 1800s, son. Your people were enslaved from the 1500s all the way up to actually 1945. Say what? Was it what? You know, in the 40s, let me tell you something real about the reality of the country that you live in. In the 1920s, 1930s, 1940s, as a black man, if you couldn't prove you had a job, they would take you and put you into slavery, i.e. sending you to prison. You got to understand, in the country you live in, you're utterly despised. They hate the fact that you exist. They hate the womb that you came out of. They hate everything about you. Simply because you're a man who has melanin in his skin, who they would call a Negro, an African American, or black. Because you're a threat to everything they got going on. See, while you skin and grin, it's people plotting on your downfall. They hope you go to prison. They hope you be emotionally, mentally, and spiritually stunted. They hope you get on drugs. They hope you have children and you don't take care of them. They hope you don't have the ability to make money so that you can actually provide a life for yourself, so that your woman would respect you enough to follow you and listen to you and be taught by you. This is the reality of the country that you live in. They want you to be on crack. They want you to be on meth. They want you to be on Percocets. They want you to be on Molly. Anything that doesn't cause you to function properly so that you can teach other young men how to stand up and be a man. I just watched an interview of an old black man that made my heart feel good because my daddy taught me this. See, black people used to be segregated in the United States of America, son. That means you couldn't live where white people live. You couldn't drink from the water fountains that they drank from. You couldn't use the toilet that they used. But because we were segregated, we lived in neighborhoods that everybody owned their house there. And all the businesses that you went to, black people owned them. See, one of these days, we're going to have to take a trip to the Ritz. I was telling Muffin this the other day, and then I happened to see a reel where a dude said the same thing. Y'all know about the Ritz Theater, son? You done rolled past it. The Ritz Theater is right downtown, man, right by Davis Street, right before you get on I-10, the I-10, I-95 split. You know what Jacksonville used to be called in the early 1920s, son? Somebody grown in here tell him what Jacksonville used to be called in the early 1920s. Huh? What do you say? The Harlem of the South. Now, you may not know about Harlem, New York in that early time. That means that you live and you were born in a city that was culturally rich as far as it pertains to people who look like you, as it pertains to arts, as it pertains to intellectualism, as it pertains to poetry, music, and all types. People who are honorable and respectable people. So what they wanted to do is once they came with integration and you was able to mix with white people, all that got destroyed. This ain't got nothing to do with white people. This got something to do with you losing your identity of having a bond with your own people so they could systematically oppress and destroy you. Because the reality is that these people don't want you to succeed. Because you succeeding is a threat to their power structure. Because they don't want you to be proud of who you are. They don't want you to be proud of the people who came before you and the things that they were able to accomplish in the face of oppression and adversity. So one of these days in the summertime, if they do, we're going to have to take y'all to the Ritz Theater so you can see that. We have to show you some of these monuments around here that show you that a lot of your people own land over here during and post-slavery. And see, you were more than just a slave. That's just what they want you to think. And another thing they don't like to talk about, most of your people fought against slavery and killed them people because they wanted to be free. Because that's the hallmark of a man that's desiring to have the autonomy of freedom. So when you see your God say, if you believe that the Son shall set you free, you shall be free indeed. And who they take tribute from? Children of strangers. He said strangers, then the children are free. Huh? No, yeah, majority of the state of Florida was free. It wasn't a lot of slaves here. It was some, because I just seen some information that one of my relatives was on a slave plantation in Tallahassee. Oh, no, that's got something. They ain't got nothing to do with no niggas. Yeah, they ain't got nothing to do with no niggas. No, what it say on the sign when you come in the state, welcome to the free state of Florida, that's all Ron DeSantis. He put that up there. That's since he been governor. That wasn't never a thing on that sign before he became governor. No, you got to be proud of who you are. You got to be proud of the fact that you're the descendants of that you're the child of the prophets, that you're the offspring of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, Ezekiel, Isaiah, Jonah, Obadiah, Amos, Peter, Paul, John the Baptist. But then, of course, in the people of our time, men and women who accomplish great things. You understand what I'm telling you? And when you understand that, you'll make better decisions of the choices you make in your life, that you won't be out here just be fooling around because other people don't care about their life. Because ain't nobody going to care about your life more than you care about it. Can't nobody care about your soul more than you care about it. So while y'all sitting here skinning and grinning thinking it's the time, boy, I'm going to give you some game, boy, that's going to be with you for the rest of your life. You better take heed. If you don't choose to take heed, life going to teach you. You can listen to me, you can listen to your daddy, you can listen to these men in here, or life gonna teach you. And you don't want life to teach you. I'll tell you that. Because life don't give a damn about you. The men in here care about you. But see, y'all don't be thinking that because you be thinking they don't know what they talking about, and this, that, there, and the third. Because all y'all some goddamn hard-headed little children think you know more than grown people. Nigga, you ain't even experienced nothing. You ain't did nothing. You ain't seen nothing. You ever seen a man get shot before? I have. You seen a man get stabbed before? I have. You ever seen somebody cry because they ain't have food to eat? Then that's a serious matter. Nah, I did hit on something. You might have seen that before. And now listen, I ain't talking about you ain't have food to eat because you wanted something and somebody ain't give it to you. I'm talking about you ain't had none. I'm talking about you open up the refrigerator, ain't nothing in it. Open up the pantry, ain't nothing in it. I ain't talking about, no, I wanted a fruit snack and they wouldn't give me one. I ain't talking about that. Yeah, them people y'all see on Atonement, them people ain't got nowhere to live. You know where they live at? Outside. You ever looked at a man's eyes and seen that he felt like he wasted his life? No, you haven't. So when somebody who has life experience is trying to tell you something for your own betterment, you ought to listen. So you ain't got to go through that. You know the wisest thing you can do is learn from the experience of others instead of trying to figure it out and do it yourself. Yeah, man. That's what the book tell you. Don't you know in Romans 15 and 1, son, it said these things are written aforetime or written for our learning. That through the scriptures we might have comfort and hope. You learning from other people's experiences, son. That's the hallmark of manhood, man. So you becoming a man now. See, they used to have rites of passage, man. Things you had to go through as a young man to prepare you for manhood. Instead of twiddling your thumbs and rubbing on yourself. Now you can look crazy. I know you done did it. You know what I'm talking about? He looking, I know you done did it. Matthew 21 and 38, man. Watch it, niggas. You know what I'm saying? I know that'd be terrifying. Hey, too, man. Y'all catch them children touch on themselves. Don't beat them children, man. Don't beat them turn, man. Just tell them that ain't proper. One of y'all gonna walk in and catch him. Yeah, one of y'all gonna walk in and catch him. You know what I'm saying? You gotta talk to him because you did it too. You know what I'm talking about? I'm talking about in general. I know everybody ain't doing it, but you know, some people. I'm mainly talking to you women because you women look like you probably want to beat them churn for that, man. Don't you beat that nigga for that, man. You know what I'm saying? You know, mama gonna beat you for everything. Cause that's a lot of you ladies' problem. Y'all just be wanting to hit them churn and scream and holler. Man, they ain't, especially a boy, he don't get nothing from that. All he gonna get is learn how to be emotional. That's all he gonna learn from that is how to be emotional. Something go wrong. Ah! Man, they don't move that. That's why you out here in these streets, what you see these niggas be doing, squawking and arguing like women. And then next thing you know, somebody gets shot. Matthew 21:38, man. But when the husbandmen saw the son, they said among themselves, this is the heir. Come, let us kill him. Let us seize on his inheritance. And they caught him and cast him out of the vineyard and slew him. When the Lord, therefore, of the vineyard come, what will we do unto those husbandmen? And they say unto him, we will miserably destroy those wicked men and will let out his vineyard unto other husbandmen, which shall render him the fruits in their seasons. Yahuah said unto them, did you never read in the scriptures, the stone which the builders rejected, the same has become the head of the corner? This is the Lord's doing, and it is marvelous in our eyes. Therefore I say unto you, the kingdom of Elohim shall be taken from you and given to a nation bringing forth the fruits thereof. That's what you're seeing with Vashti. What when she was given, it was taken from her and given to somebody more better than her, if you would. Say your stepmom be trying to make me feel guilty for trying to learn from others as if I'm doing it on my, as if doing it on my own is a mistake. When I learned the most I've ever from, well, praise Yahuah. Man, look at man. Your stepmom sounds like she hating on you. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna lie to you, man. You run across somebody as you a child, and this person don't want this child to have the easiest role they possibly could have, because you're gonna have tribulation in life, period. But you want to try to give the child the easiest role possible. You know what I'm saying? Or at least give them the tools where they can succeed. That's probably the better way to put it. You know what I'm saying? And somebody wanting you not to get the best tools, to have the best opportunity at success, that nigga's a hater. You better tell her to uncross her coochie lips, man. That's how you get ovarian cancer. That's what you need to tell her. You know what I'm talking about? What? You never heard that before? Well, you know, it's the reverse of uncrossed nuts. You know what I'm saying? You get testicular cancer. But he talking about his stepmom. She got a coochie lip crossed. You know what I'm saying? Which means she got a lot going on. I mean, them things right. You know what I'm talking about? Clearly, shoot.
Like shoe strings,
you know what I'm talking about? She around here got roast beef, man. She damaged. You know what I'm talking about? Yeah, she damaged, man. Yeah, do something with her, man. You know what I'm talking about? God. She damaged. Come on, man. Esther, man. Try the one. Oh, this is the other part with the estate. Let me get this in Obadiah that minute before. Nah, for real though, man. Around here, man. Man, that's the craziest thing in the world to me to hate on the child. You hate on the child, you got to be miserable. You know what I'm talking about? Yeah, you got to be miserable, man. That's what he said. No, don't learn from other people. Learn it yourself, son. Oh, she hates you, cuz. I ain't gonna lie to you. You know what I'm saying? Now, I don't think she know that she hates you. Maybe she do. You know what I'm saying? But the fact that she say that she trying to make you feel guilty from learning from other people, that woman don't like you, cuz. Yeah, she don't like you. You know what I'm saying? She can't. She might not like herself. Y'all ever heard some nonsense like that before? I'm going to make you feel guilty because you learning from other people who can give you experience and wisdom and understanding. I'm going to try to make you feel bad for learning that. Man, that's the appropriate time when you look in the face. You ain't my mama hoe. That's what she supposed to hear. You know what I'm saying? And I'll pull up on my daddy, man. You're married a whore. Straight like that. Well, at least you perceive that she don't like you. You know what I'm saying? You know, after you tell your daddy that, you know you ain't coming back around now. So you got to be prepared for that. Because, you know, he going to be upset. You know, she give me good loving and food. You can't talk about her like that. But I can, daddy, and I will. and I shall.
Do it for my sake.
You feel what I'm saying? I ain't coming back around here. You gonna make me feel guilty for trying to be a better man? Bro, that's crazy. I done heard some wild things in my life, boy. That might end in the top 50 right there. No, your pops wasn't around, unfortunately. Of course he wasn't around. She wasn't gonna say it while he was standing there. I ain't gonna lie though. It be people who be married to people, man, and that don't be their kids, and them niggas be looking to say some of the most terrible things to them children. You know what I'm saying? Like, God damn. I mean, you got people who do that to their own children, so you know they gonna shoot, they don't care about saying it to somebody else. I ain't gonna lie, man. Purposely discouraging a child, nigga like that ought to be flawed. You know what I'm talking about? Tie that nigga to a tree and beat that nigga half to death. You know what I'm talking about? God damn, I'm for real. But you understand the mental damage you could do to a child by saying some old goofy junk like that, man? You know what I'm saying? Since you want to cause mental trauma, I feel like it's only right we cause physical. You punk bastard, you. Yeah, I don't like stuff like that, man. You know what I'm saying? Let's keep on rolling. That done piss me off. Come on, Book of Obadiah, man. Verse 6. I ain't gonna lie, that just pissed me off, man. That's why niggas be soft, you know what I'm saying? And weak. And I'm saying all type of stuff, man. When I'm talking about soft, I ain't talking about like you got some dudes that will fight and beat up anybody, but mentally the softest, weakest nigga you ever come across. You know what I'm saying? First thing don't go his way, that nigga in the corner crying. Or he lashing out. You know what I'm saying? All because the nigga told him he was dumb, he wasn't gonna be nobody. You know what I'm saying? You horse coochie hoe, nigga ought to kick you in your chin, man. For real. Listen, man, I told you before. Men can cover things. But boy, if you're dealing with a woman, man, that's in a position where she's supposed to have love for you, man, a woman can take a little boy and eviscerate and destroy him with her words. And a lot of women know it, and they sure take advantage of it. You know what I'm talking about? By emasculating, belittling, and saying some of the most disrespectful, disgraceful things possible. Simply, look at, man, I done seen some women talk so bad to their son simply because they hated their dad. They hated the daddy, and when they saw him, they saw their daddy, and they meant they business. She look here, man, because shoot, that's why the daddy ain't right. Because he got tired of getting talked to like that. I don't know what y'all got going on, but I'm about to do a drive slap by. You ever seen one of that before? That's when I'm gonna get in the car, but it ain't gonna be a real car. It's gonna give me feet. I'm gonna walk by, slap a nigga. Who want to be first? Eugene? Nah, don't point at my nephew. Don't try to. I'm not joking with you, boy. You see a smile on my face? That's y'all problem. Y'all think somebody playing all the time. I'm not playing with you. I just use you as an example. Get out your feelings, boy. You need some vitamins. I don't take no goddamn vitamins, nigga. Them niggas need to learn. Them niggas disrespectful. Niggas disrespectful. I ain't gonna take no vitamins, nigga. I need some magnesium though. And some potassium. Verse 6, man. Nah, they need to learn how to. Y'all, like I said, y'all getting older and y'all rude. And they're mainly talking to you young men, you're rude. That's not how men conduct themselves. When you impress, let me tell y'all young men something, man. That y'all need to, hey, cuz, you gonna really make me hurt you. You really are. But it ain't gonna be like how you think it is, because I'm not gonna whoop you. I'm gonna make you do something I know you don't want to do. Because I ain't with all that whooping on you and punching on you. I ain't with none of that. I'm gonna make you suffer in a way that you ain't gonna think you're gonna suffer, because I'm gonna put your black behind the work. Let me tell y'all something, man. Because y'all ain't got good sense. Man, when I was y'all age, I understood quick, man. I was always around my granddaddy and my daddy and other men, man. When you around men who older than you, who can tell you something, it would behoove you to actually pay attention and listen. You'll learn something. But y'all don't be wanting to learn nothing. You be wanting to play skin and grin and look in each other's face. And that's how you're going to miss out on stuff. It's a time to play, and this ain't the time. This look like a time for y'all to be playing? Then why y'all always goddamn playing then? Because you ain't got no respect. But don't worry about it. Because I'm either going to put some respect in you or I'm going to put you out. And it's dark outside, too. And there's a dead dog buried out there. He might come out the ground and grab one of you niggas. And there's raccoons out there. And a couple possums. And we ain't cut no lights on. You'll stand out there in the dark and figure it out. And play me if you want to. I'm not joking. I'm gonna just tell you, walk on out that door. And don't stand up under the back porch. I mean, get from back there. Stand in the middle of the yard. See, I can open the blinds and look at you too. Then after that, I'm gonna make you serve everybody in here a plate. I'm gonna make you throw everything away. You're gonna clean up everything in this house. Not a single adult gonna do a goddamn thing. Matter of fact, that's what you're gonna do anyway. Next nigga I catch talking. Next one I catch not looking up front, not paying attention. You're gonna work tonight, and you're gonna eat last. That's the problem. That's why you shouldn't feed these niggas first in the first place. I be telling y'all that. Because you're rude and disrespectful. Obadiah verse 6, man. How are the things that Esau searched out? And how is his hidden things sought up? All the men of the Confederacy have brought you even to the border. The men that were at peace with you have deceived you and have prevailed against you. And they that eat your bread have laid a wound under you. There's no understanding in him. What y'all take from that verse, man? Especially in conjunction with take away from her royal estate and give it to somebody who's better than her. Because I told you it was twofold. I gave you the first one. Y'all should be able to pick up on the second one. That's light work. So I wouldn't like y'all. Muffin man, you know how old you is now, boy. You told me the other day, but I'm old. I forget things. You know what your great-granddaddy had me doing when I was 7 years old? Man, he made me clean the whole house, cut the yard, all manner of labor. You ever cut this grass? See, that's why you ain't got good sense. That's why you always pouting and mad when you don't get your way. But I'm going to give you a pass. Only because I used to do some of the stuff you be doing. That's why I don't go off on you. But you got to stop doing that, cuz you ain't always going to get what you want. It's just part of life. You just got to accept it. Sometimes it's best not to get what you want. Because what you want sometimes could be the worst thing for you. But you'll be all right, though. Because none of y'all don't be doing nothing crazy. Y'all just rude and disrespectful. Let me let that be known. Because none of y'all don't be misbehaving. Y'all don't be doing nothing crazy. Y'all just rude and disrespectful. Meaning disrespectful is y'all don't respect when somebody's talking. Because you're more concerned about wanting to do what you want to do versus paying attention. And y'all be rude in people's house, running around like you ain't got no damn sense. Not respecting people's property. Because you're rude and disrespectful. That's y'all biggest issue. You don't respect people's house, and you don't respect when people talking and stuff going on. And y'all need to do better. You understand? Now y'all got something from verse 7. Don't think because I'm talking to them, y'all absolve.
Is it because Esau despised the birthright?
No. Think about it a little further, and I'll read it again, right? Say all the men of your confederacy. When you got a confederacy, what is that? That's a conspiracy. You got a conspiracy going on. All the men of your conspiracy have been brought to your border. The men that were at peace with you have deceived you and prevailed against you. And they that eat your bread have laid a wound under you, and there's no understanding in him. You say Psalms 83? Oh, no, y'all going too far with it. Huh? Because that is Judas. That is Judas. But I can see why you would mention Psalms 83, and I would see why you would mention Esau, because the chapter is about Esau. But I mentioned that in regards to what's in Esther when he said your royal estate. shall be given to someone better than you. So this is what I want y'all to do. Come over here to Psalms 109 about that royal estate. Then we'll go from Psalms 109 to Acts chapter 1. What, the royal estate?
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, you can. What verse that, man? There it is. I picked this up at verse 1. I tell y'all these things because y'all getting older, man. And the older you get, the more responsibility come down. Y'all not little kids no more, like you used to be. When I say little kids, meaning y'all not toddlers anymore. See, I remember all y'all was just little babies. Then when you couldn't walk and barely could talk. Yes, sir. Son, I can't hear you. Did you hear what he said? I wouldn't expect you to at 5. Not in a group. Yeah, that's something more one-on-one. I wouldn't expect you to. Because shoot, you would have been in kindergarten at that time. So sitting still, listening to adult instruction is not something that I would expect from you. Like really, really paying attention. Versus if your daddy's sitting there talking to you and ain't nobody around. Or if I'm sitting talking to you and ain't nobody around. In this environment at 5, I don't really expect that from you. That's why I ain't saying that, but y'all not 5 anymore. Y'all not 4 anymore. And y'all not 3 anymore. Y'all go to school and sit down. You get good grades in school, don't you? I know, I seen it. So that means when I know you can go in another place and do that, then guess what I'm gonna expect you to do? To do the same with me. Because I don't want you to give respect to an environment where these people don't care about your soul or not even invested in you as an individual, and you're going to give them more respect than you'll give your uncle, or you'll give Mr. Stanley, or you give your daddy, or you give Mr. Darius. I want you to get the same respect you get to them, because what I'm giving you going to last longer than what they teaching you. What they teaching you just going to help you get a job in their system so you can be a slave for 40 years and die with nothing. But y'all don't understand that because that's capitalism. Because how long y'all be at school all day, right?
Yes.
Y'all look forward to going to school?
No.
Guess what? Most people don't look forward to going to work. Because what y'all doing is the same thing that grown people got to do. They got to go to work and they don't have nothing to look forward to. Because that's capitalism, son. That's capitalism. Y'all don't know what that is. During Passover, I explained it to you. If the Lord permits. That's capitalism. You see how all of y'all quick to say no, you don't look forward to it because you spending 8 hours in your day somewhere you don't want to be. And that's what most people in America do when they go to work. They're spending 8 to 12 hours a day at somewhere they don't want to be because they're there because they have to. That's why if you pay attention, you can get information to figure out to do something that you want to do so that you can actually like where you're at while you're doing it. Unless you like me and hey, I just want the money. I really don't give a damn. You know what I'm saying? Because like I told you earlier, that's the second time, like, one of my son's cousins on his mama's side, they asked me, what sport your son gonna play? Not now. Son ain't playing no basketball, no baseball, no football, no hockey, no soccer, no nothing. I don't have a desire for my son to participate in athletics at all. I got other things for him to do. I'd rather him use his brain than use his muscles. He can use his muscles in the weight room. I don't want to craft my son to be somebody's minstrel show. I don't have any desire for that. Because to me, his brain is the most important muscle he got, not his ability to perform for someone as entertainment. Because that's what sports is, it's entertainment. And that's cool. And it's cool if you enjoy it. You know what I'm saying? I don't have a problem with that. But that's not what I want for my son. I have other things for him to do. One, if the Lord permits for him to do. And if not, we still got things for him to do. My son ain't playing no damn football. Play football for what? And for who? You know what happens if he got to play football? He can't serve God and play football. Because if he get to high school and play, he have to break the Sabbath to play it. If he get to college and play it, he got to break the Sabbath to play it. It ain't worth it. The one thing about manhood built on principles and the things that you stand on, you don't compromise them for nobody. But they don't understand that. That's not their fault. Because that's a natural thing for most black men is you have a son and you want to put him in sports. You know what I'm saying? Most of us don't think nothing about, let me put him in some leadership stuff. Let me put him in something business-wise. You know what I'm saying? Let me put him in this. Let me put him in that. Let me put him in STEM. Let me introduce him to science. Let me introduce him to history. We want to put a goddamn ball in his hand instead of put a book in his hand. Put some knowledge in his brain. We want to teach him about off tackle, pick and rolls, hit and runs. Because you can't make that choice if you're going to serve God. You can't do both. What's the point of doing it if you ain't going to go professional? See stuff like that. He get bit with that bug and he want to do it. Niggas might choose that over God. I ain't taking that chance. Yeah, I ain't taking that chance. And I also had in mind of if you're going to do something that it can be monetized, then you should go all the way out with it, not just for the hell of it. Nah, I live weights for enjoyment. You don't have to be a bodybuilder. But not in an organized level. Not at that age. Yeah, it's not that. Yeah, because they're gonna want to go to the junior league, then you want to play middle school, then you want to play high school, then you be like, damn, what if you're good in college and start hollering at you? Then you be like, damn, you could go pro. Then there's gonna be an issue. Be like, well, son, you can't go out here and play on such and such day because you know it's Passover. And they don't give a damn about that. You been having me. I know a nigga right now had his son out here breaking many a Sabbath to play ball. That nigga nice as hell too. You know what I'm talking about? You know who I'm talking about, don't Derek?
Who that?
Trap people, son, man, that nigga raw.
Oh yeah.
That young nigga raw.
That's ball,
That young nigga raw. You know what I'm talking about? That young nigga is raw. That nigga done violated many a Sabbath.
He in Detroit.
He's in Michigan.
But he play everywhere though.
Everywhere. Young nigga raw too.
All across the U.S. He probably go to.
Ain't no problem. I put money on him. Yeah, I put money on him. You know what I'm saying? I put money on him. That he gonna at least go D1. You know what I'm saying? But hey, you know, I'm just speaking for me. My son ain't playing no sports. It ain't happening. We got other things designed for him. You know what I'm talking about? I ain't never had a desire for shoot before he was even born. I'm like, I ain't never had no thought if I had a son, he'd play sports anyway. We got other things for him. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, we got other things for him. Come over here to what this is. Matthew 26. Damn, that page. Let's look at 26 and 1, man. After that, John 13 and 1. Oh, damn, my bad. I did have that on deck. You know, blame it on the diabetes. Nah, that junk be giving me brain fog, bro. I be forgetting stuff, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm talking about literally in the moment. All the time, too. Psalms 109 and 1. No, I'm dead serious, bro. Man, y'all just don't know. Especially that when I first had got discharged, man. Shoot. Like, I'd just be stuck. I'd be like, damn, I don't even remember what I asked for. I don't even remember what I just read. You know what I'm talking about? Straight up. Hold not your shalom, O Elohim, my praise, for the mouth of the wicked and the mouth of the deceitful are opened against me. They have spoken against me with a lying tongue. They compass me about also with words of hatred and fought against me without a cause. For my love, they are my adversaries, but I give myself under prayer. And they have rewarded me evil for good and set hatred for my love. Set you a wicked man over him and let Hashatan stand at his right hand. And when he shall be judged, let him be condemned and let his prayer become sin. Let his day be few and let another take his office. That's what we came here for. And that's where you line it up in Esther when they're telling you about take her royal estate from her and give it to somebody who better than her. Because I asked for Acts 1 too on top of that. Come to Acts 1, which is the completion of that. And then we can read Matthew 26 with him with the confederacy that deceived you and prevailed against you, and he that ate your bread. And we can read John 13 behind that. Acts 1 and 15. And in those days, Peter stood up in the midst of his disciples and said, the number of the names together were about 120. Men and brethren, this scripture that must needs be fulfilled, which the Ruach HaKadosh by the mouth of David spake concerning Judas, which was a guide to them that took Yahushua. For he was numbered with us and obtained part in the midst of this ministry. Now this man purchased a field with the reward of iniquity and fell headlong. He burst asunder in the midst of all his bowels gushed out. And it was known unto all the dwellers at Jerusalem, insomuch as that field is called in their proper tongue Al-Qadama, that is to say, the field of blood. For it is written in the book of Psalms, let his habitation be desolate, and let no man dwell therein, and his bishopric let another take. That meaning his job. Bishopric means his job. The same thing with office. He said, let somebody else take that, which is what we see in Esther. Let somebody else get that royal estate who's better than her. Which you end up seeing that Matthias is the one who ends up taking that spot as it pertains to Judas. But let me read that in Obadiah one more time. So y'all can see how we climbed and cluing this thing all together, man. So I read Obadiah 7, right? All the men of your confederacy, we're going to see the confederacy in Matthew 26, have brought you to the border. The men that were at peace with you have deceived you and prevailed against you. And they that eat your bread have laid a wound under you. And there's no understanding in him. So let's go to Matthew 26. What's wrong, Muffin Man? Sonny Yabba? Matthew 26 and 1. I have to drop down, but I'm going to start at verse 1, though. And it came to pass when Yahushua had finished all these things, he said unto his disciples, know you that after 2 days is the feast of the Passover, and the son of Adam is to be betrayed, to be crucified. Then assembled together the chief priests and the scribes and the elders of the people unto the palace of the high priest, who was called Caiaphas, and consulted that they might take Yahushua by subtlety and kill him. But they said, not on the feast day, lest there be an uproar amongst the people. Verse 14, same chapter. Then one of the 12 called Judas Iscariot, we went unto the chief priests and said unto them, what will you give me? And I will deliver him unto you. And they covenanted with him for 30 pieces of silver. And from that time, he saw opportunity to betray him. There goes your confederacy. Now it says the men that were at peace with you have deceived you. Let's take a look at John 13 and 1. Now before the feast of the Passover, when Yahushua knew that his hour was come, that he should depart out of this world unto Abba, having loved his own, which were in the world, he loved them unto the end. And supper being ended, the devil having now put into the heart of Judas Iscariot, Simon's son, to betray him. Yahushua, knowing that Abba had given all things into his hand, that he was come from Elohim and went to Elohim, he rose from supper and laid aside his garments and took a towel and girded himself. We don't need all that. Let's drop down here to about verse 9, though. Simon Peter said unto him, Lord, not my feet only, but also my hands and my head. Yahushua said unto him, he that is washed need not to save to wash his feet, but is clean every whit. And you are clean, but not all. But he knew who should betray him. Therefore he said, you are not all clean. So after he had washed their feet and taken his garments and was set down again, he said unto them, I know what I have done unto you. Now let's drop down to verse 21, because we got to wrap this up. When Yahushua had thus said and was troubled in Ruach and testified and said, truly I say unto you that one of you shall betray me. Then the disciples looked on one another, doubting of whom he spake. Now there was leaning on Yahushua's bosom one of his disciples whom Yahushua loved. Simon Peter therefore beckoned to him that he should ask who it is to whom he spake. He then lying on Yahushua's breast said unto him, Lord, who is it? Yahushua answered, he it is to whom I shall give a sop. And when he had dipped the sop, he gave to Judas Iscariot, the son of Simon. After the sop, Hashatan entered into him. Then said Yahushua unto him, that which you do quickly. Now, you know, it says in Matthew, it references Psalms 41 and 9. You could come look at Psalms 41 and 9. Let me get this Obadiah verse out of here. I'll conclude on the end of Esther, man. We slide on out of here. Psalm 41:9 says, yea, my own familiar friend of whom I trusted, which did eat of my bread, has lifted up his heel against me. Now, I can give you them words because I know in Hebrew it read a little different. So, you look at familiar friend as Shalom Ish, or a man I'm at peace with, in whom you trusted, which did eat your bread, have lifted up the heel. So you lift up the heel, that's, a cave or a cob, your heel, your footprint, mark of a heel. When you look at lifted up the heel against me, does anything come to mind for any of you? When you look at it, said he lifted up the heel against me, does anything come to mind for any of you as it pertains to that item right there? I'm going to get this word for wound in Obadiah 7, which is, and this one here, it is Mazore, Meme, Zion, U, and Raj, that is net, trap, meaning is dubious, turning aside from the truth, treachery, or a plot. So how that reads is, they that eat your bread have laid a trap under you. You know what I'm talking about?
Okay.
That's fair. You got something else besides that? There it is. Along with that, Lil Johnny, because yours ain't wrong. You want both of them together. You know what I'm saying? Because he said you'll bruise his. So let me read that because I think I just said that wrong. So Genesis 3:15, and I will put enmity between you and the woman, and between your seed and her seed, it shall bruise your head, and you shall bruise his heel. Well, why do you end up bruising his heel? Because you change what Darius mentioned. What did Jacob grab hold to? And he said he had power with Elohim when he did it. So you lifting up the heel, as it says, the same way that you lifting up power and authority. You know what I'm talking about? But we got to bruise that heel, though, buddy. You know what I'm talking about? So when you see my familiar friend who I ate bread, or a man I'm at peace with, which is what Obadiah said, those who are at peace with you have deceived you. Because remember, he said, what did Judas come to deceive him with? A kiss. Every kiss don't begin with K on that one, huh, mother man? You know that? You seen that commercial, boy? But he came to deceive him with a kiss. What does the text tell you? The text tell you, hey, man, if a man comes speaking fair to you, don't believe him. He got 7 abominations in his heart. You feel me? So when you sit back and look at the man that you were at peace with have deceived you and prevailed against you, and they have laid a net or treachery against you, which is the same thing you see in Hosea when it say priests murdered by lewdness in the way. They lie in wait. You know what I'm talking about? So because he did this is how another man take his office, or his royal estate, or his dominion is given to somebody who's better than him. Because what did Judas sell him out for? 30 pieces of silver. Y'all remember how much that's worth in today's money? It wasn't even 600. Y'all ain't gonna know the answer to that, baby. No. No. Western. No. If my memory served me correctly, it was like somewhere between $150 to $200. Now, 30 pieces of silver back then, that's why I even remember $250. He sold the Lord out for what's equivalent for us for $250. So we'd have to look at what those $250 would be adjusted for inflation. But he sold the Lord out for next to nothing. Next to nothing. That's why I say his estate got to be given to somebody else. Oh, I mentioned 300. I knew Sid remember. I thought it was 250. I didn't want to say it out loud. Yeah, it might be updated. We didn't have AI the last time we looked this up. AI say somewhere between 90 and 450. So it could be less. They say basically, in purchasing power in 30 AD, that was roughly 4 months worth of wages, which would equate to about $25,000 in modern income. So they trying to push it up some. Say while the metal value is relatively low, the historical numismatic value of 30 authentic coins from that era would be immense and truly priceless. See, they trying to add something on that. You know what I'm talking about? They trying to clean it up. Nah, nigga. You can't clean that up. You know what I'm saying? Because you ain't going to turn around and say that's 4 months worth of wages and make it so that's $6,000 a month. But 30 pieces of silver ain't equaling to no $6,000 a month, man. Because they trying to put the capitalistic spin on it. You know what I'm talking about? But that man sold that man out for next to nothing. Next to nothing. My God, today. You know what I'm saying? Let me come on back over there. Can you call who? Boy, I don't watch anime, boy. I don't know nothing about no anime. You know what I'm saying? Hey, relax. Y'all just relax. That's another thing y'all be doing too, man. Y'all be too excitable about things, man. Everything don't need such an emotional reaction. Y'all got to learn how to chill out, man. And y'all got to learn just because somebody doing something they ain't got no business, you ain't got to get excited about it. That don't mean you going to go down. He going to go down by himself. Y'all actually be bringing attention on yourself. Y'all got to chill out, man. Man, the book of Esther, man, verse 19, chapter 1, man. If it please the king, let there go a royal commandment from him. Let it be written among the laws of the Persians and the Medes, that it be not altered, that Vashti come no before the king Xerxes, and let the king give her royal estate unto another that is better than she. And when the king's decree, which he shall make, shall be published throughout all his empire, for it is great. All the wives shall give their husbands honor, both great and small. And the saying pleased the king and the princes, and the king did according to the word of Memucan. And he sent letters into all the king's provinces, into every province according to the writing thereof, to the people after their language, that every man should bear rule in his own house, and that it should be published according to the language of every people, which is part of the reason why you see certain things in the text that pertain to that. But remember, he said every man should bear rule in his own house. What does that mean? I'm going to tell you what it means. We didn't even really get into chapter 2 because I had to talk about Vashti. But nevertheless, we're going to close shop up in a moment. I want to get the definition of somebody who's better than her. The word better. What does it say when it says better than she? And that's just told. That's somebody who's good, pleasant, or agreeable, or better. But more than somebody who's good or pleasant. Let's get a good person instead of this one here, because she's bad. Bad meaning disagreeable or disobedient. But when it said every man should bear rule in his own house, it should be Mashal. And that one here, it is not. It is Hayah. It said that he should become. to come into being, to arise or to appear, to be in existence, to abide and remain, to be done, to be finished, to be gone. So y'all know that's the word that's usually used when you see the great I am, if you would. So he said every man should become or exist in his own house. Well, what do you need to become and exist in your house then? Well, of course, when you go to Ephesians, it tell you that. I see you playing. Now bring your square head behind here, boy. Come on. No, I'm sitting here looking at you, cuz. Don't insult my intelligence. Now, what you got going on with that? No, since you want to think I'm stupid, somebody open the door and send him outside. I don't want to hear nothing. I want to hear nothing. Go out the door. Stand right by the door. Because the best thing you should have said was, I was wrong. I should do better. You could have went and sat back down. But you wanted to insult my intelligence. Now, he the first one. He got made an example of. He going to set a pattern what's going to happen for the rest of you no matter where we at. I'm not playing with y'all. And you shouldn't have been entertaining him because you about a half a step of going out there with him. But what you standing over there for? What you got going on? Come on, cuz, speak with your chest. So you just standing over there randomly. Leah, tell him to bring his square head behind back in. Well, go and get him, little Johnny. Hey, cut that crying out because you're wrong. And this is what I want from you now. When it's time to eat, sir, you got a bigger trash bag? I got one in the car. You gonna pick everybody's plate up when they get finished eating and you gonna put it in the trash and you gonna take it outside. And I'm gonna get you a trash bag for you to be able to get that task. And out of everybody in here, you're gonna get your plate last and you gonna pick up every plate of every person in here eating when they get done. You understand me? Now go sit down. And cut that crying out. You was man enough to do what you was doing. You got to be man enough to take what come along with it. Cut that crying out, cuz, because you ain't got nothing to cry about. Ain't nobody struck you. Ain't nobody yelled at you. What you crying for? What you crying for? Wasn't you over there playing and skinning and grinning? Well, I was looking right at you. Well, I gave you 2 minutes to see if you was going to correct yourself before I said something. Michael, what he was doing? He black. Muffin Man, what he was doing? Huh? No, I ain't say what you was doing. I say what he was doing.
What he was doing.
Huh?
My son snitched. Yeah. I turned my son loose.
Nah, anybody being no snitch. Ain't no criminals in here. Ain't no criminals in here. But one thing for certain, two things for sure. You ain't no criminal. You don't live by them rules. Nigga out of pocket, you better say something. You go down with him, you're a damn fool. We ain't criminals in here. We don't live by no snitching code. Ain't nobody in here, no criminals. It's one thing about minding your business. Is another thing you go down for something you ain't got nothing to do with. He ain't got to go down. He went down. He already down.
I was doing what I was doing.
I already knew what he was doing because I was watching both of them.
I don't know what he was doing. I don't care what you mean.
You realize that where I'm sitting, I can see both. I can look right at both of y'all. I can see you. It's not just because it's you, it's whoever's sitting right there. I'm looking right at you, cuz. You know what you should have did when I called you over here, which would have spared you? Yeah, I was playing. I was wrong. I'll do better. That's what you should have said. But you didn't. Instead, you want to cut them crocodile tears on like I give a damn. I don't believe you. And you know why I don't believe you? Because I was looking at you. Yeah, we got to get out here to 10:30, man. Praise be to Yahuah, man. And blessed be Elohim in the name of Yahushua. I appreciate y'all. Love y'all. Y'all willing, man. We'll be back on Wednesday, man. I got to the root of what I need to do, man. You know what I'm saying? And because we got to eat. The these children got to go to bed. They got to go somewhere. I don't know where the hell they going. They going to get the hell out of here. You know what I'm talking about? But yeah, man. Y'all willing, man. To the next one, man. Prayerfully those things made sense to you, man. We back on Wednesday. I can add some more pieces to the puzzle. You know what I mean? Y'all willing to the next time. Hey, man, cut that crying out, cuz, before I give you more work. I meant what I said, too, cuz.